I went walking with Daisy. The first thing we saw were some scarecrows and a ghost on a pole and a pumpkin. And while there were leaves all around on the ground, we saw scarecrows lined up along a hedge. And we saw a scary ghost, hands reaching up from the ground, ghosts hanging from trees, neighbors walking along the street. And there were 3 little pumpkins, 1, 2, 3, smiling at us from a little porch. And in the window there were some red flowers that looked like geranium. And then we saw a house where there was a skeleton hanging on the front door and a ghost hanging from the roof area. And there's pumpkins all along the steps leading down. And then we saw a happy pumpkin sitting on some steps and a life-size skeleton sitting under a little tree, and he was waving at us. He was sitting on a little bench.
"Oh, skeleton!"
That's what it said. Well, that's what I said. "Hi, skeleton." It didn't speak. It was silent. And we saw a pumpkin with sharp teeth. Well, they looked like shark's teeth. It was a wide open mouth, and then someone had inserted sharp, long teeth that looked like shark's teeth. So it was a very scary pumpkin. And then there were little gourds and small pumpkins on the steps below. And we saw at the very top of the steps of one house, Mr. and Mrs. Pumpkin Scarecrow. They were dressed in jeans and a jean skirt, and there was a big black spider hanging from a pole. And then the last thing I sketched, the last 2 things I sketched, were the witch sitting on a big wicker chair in a flowy maroon dress with a maroon hat on. There's a pumpkin beside her made of plastic, and there were great big black spiders all over the lawn around her, and she seemed to be happy. And there was a little bird that Daisy, my dog, really was quite attracted to. It was sitting on a fence. I threw him in before I drew this lady. And the scariest one was a life-size scarecrow standing on a front lawn. He had yellow, empty eyes, and he was dressed up in a large-sized man's outfit. Big shirt and the long, skinny leg pants with straw sticking out from his feet and where his hands would have been, and a big black witch's hat. So that's all for today. My little sketchbook has begun.